Hi, my name is Chris. I might change my tagline. I'm not sure yet. I'll let you know when I just start saying something different. You'll know then. I'm thinking of, I want to say, hi, I'm Chris, and I have an opinion about everything, but I feel like it's too, white girl has an opinion about everything. Like, yeah, of course. But then I was like, hi, I'm Chris, and I have an onion about everything. I feel like that would be good. It would be just absurd enough, but like makes enough sense to work. So I'm thinking about it. Today we're talking about the massive, like absolutely insane entertainment industry news that happened last Friday, where I woke up and HYBE, which used to be called Big Hit Entertainment, which houses BTS, acquired Ithaca Holdings, which is Scooter Braun's company that holds all of his shit. And I have watched coverage this past week, and not a single person over here really understands what's going on. Like they just don't, like they don't get it. They don't understand what happened and the implications for the future. So here I am to tell you what happened to the implications for the future. I will link some articles in the description, probably just like the Billboard one and maybe like a couple of others that I thought pretty, and the Weverse one that they wrote. I am using some translated content. So within BTS and the fandom, there are fandom translators that'll translate articles, tweets, whatever really has to do with BTS that they think is important. So disclaimer, I don't speak Korean. I don't know how accurate these translators are, but it's been a pretty consistent process, and I do believe that fandom translators do have some integrity because they all kind of stick together, and like you kind of know, like the ones that stick together are kind of good because they kind of call out people who give bad translations. So, but disclaimer, I don't actually know what some of these articles say. So, just because I trust a translator does not mean you have to. Okay, so before, I just want to get into the history of Big Hit Entertainment, now known as HYBE, because I feel like the history of how this company acts really gives some context to how they might act in the US, because now they are very much in the US, right? So HYBE, if I'm looking down, because my script is down here. Okay, so HYBE, or Big Hit Entertainment, this Big Hit Entertainment started in 2005 by Bang Shi-hyuk. Bang Shi-hyuk used to be a music producer for one of the big three. I don't remember which. It's not very easy to look up. He started Big Hit because he was angry at the way the Korean music industry ran. This man also, in like 2010, looked a 15-year-old Kim Namjoon in the eye and said, yeah, I'm gonna bet my entire company on you. And he forms BTS around him, and in 2013, we have BTS. So if you want to know how thin the line between lunatic and visionary is, it's there. And that's not even like, don't think, I feel like people are gonna come and be like, oh, she hates it. I don't hate Namjoon, right? Like, that was clearly like the right decision, but like, I don't, like, whatever powers he has, Bang Shi-hyuk has, I don't have. I don't have. For 2 years, and I mean years. I mean 2013 to like 2021, really. Of other companies, mostly SM Entertainment and YG Entertainment, trying to either destroy, slander, buy out, ignore, and then use BTS, right? Most recently, now with Dynamite's success over here being the first #1 song by a Korean group, Lee Soo-min, who is the CEO and chairman of, he might just be chairman of SM Entertainment, has recently tried to say that BTS is successful in America because of him. And it's really weird considering that he did try to do everything he could to make BTS not successful. So I'm not really sure where the logic is on that. I do have to note, that kind of conversation is a little bit of a hot topic within K-pop circles. I am stroking the flames when I say this, but actual Koreans who live in Korea tend to have the opinion that BTS did pave the way for this version of the Hallyu wave that we're seeing, and that they are very proud of that. I'm not going to disagree. I'm not going to disagree with the people who know their culture better than I do, right? I'm just a kid in Jersey, right? Like, I don't have any, like, I really shouldn't, but like, here I am. Big Hit Entertainment didn't start making like money, like acquisition money, until like 2016, 2017 with The Most Beautiful Moments in Life, Young Forever, and then with Wings. In 2017, the US leg of the Wings tour was the first K-pop tour to make a profit in the United States. Okay, that's important because Lee Soo-min can say whatever he wants, right? But he could not make a profit over here until BTS showed everybody how to make a profit. 2018 was also mostly focused on building that money, building, and expanding BTS's fan base in the US. In 2019, it was then that Big Hit started to take on more of a tech industry strategy of acquiring smaller competitors, just being really aggressive with their business moves. They started a music tech platform with Weverse. They started investing in actual like app companies and live stream companies to do concerts. And that's when they really stopped acting like a label and more like a tech company. 2019 is also when Big Hit America, now HYBE America, was established specifically to kind of help BTS with their stadium tours here. I'm talking logistics, I'm talking merch. There's a Weverse Shop USA, that's Big Hit America. 2020 saw the Big Hit IPO, biggest in Korean history for an entertainment company, made everyone millionaires. And then in 2021, we had the rebrand to HYBE, and the acquisition of Ithaca Holdings. Now, the story as it's coming out, and this is the translated content, the story as it's coming out, right, is that this happened very quickly. I want to say that Bang Shi-hyuk heard that Scooter Braun was looking to sell Ithaca Holdings maybe like December, January. And when he heard that, he said, I have to be the one to buy this. We're buying this. And he called up Scooter and he said, I want to talk about it. And he made an offer, and here we are. The reason, like, and this was so shocking, because usually with like business things like this, it takes a really long time. So it was really shocking because there were no leaks about this, right? And that's why we think it really happened kind of quickly, within 3 to 4 months, because no one leaked it. It also had the code name Odyssey, because in Odyssey, the Homer's poem, Odysseus comes home to Ithaca. Visionary. And also, like, not, like, Scooter is smart as hell. He's an asshole. We'll get there. But he's smart as hell, right? He knows. He knows a good deal and a new way of doing music entertainment when he sees it, and he agreed. And now HYBE has a major stake in the US music industry and has control, literally control of some of the biggest artists we have today, particularly with big fandoms. Justin Bieber, Ariana Grande, Demi Lovato. So knowing that Bang Shi-hyuk was very angry at the Korean music industry and how K-pop was run, I imagine with the shit BTS face on our side of things that he's also very angry with the United States music industry. And so we will get to see it happen again in real time. HYBE is here to disrupt. They're here to disrupt. Sorry, guys. Your days are numbered, I guess. The big 3 USA labels, so there's big 3 in Korea, well, there's big 3 over here, too. That's Universal Music Group, Warner Music Group, Sony Music Group, right? They probably aren't as threatened by HYBE because they can see what happened, right? They probably had corporate research just like everyone else did. And 2 out of the 3 of them decided to invest in and work with HYBE. So Warner, overall, the whole company, not just Warner Music Group, but the whole company invested a lot into HYBE recently. They're the 2nd largest shareholder right now. People think that's more for, like, content acquisition versus, like, actual anything else. So we'll see. Particularly because of HBO Max. And then Universal Music Group has a partnership with HYBE going on, right? So they are going to make a sub-label. There are UMG artists on Weverse. I think UMG artists are going to end up doing live stream concerts with their live stream platform, etc. But just because HYBE has people investing in them and has partnerships with some of these labels does not mean that they still won't end up on top. Don't count them out. In fact, I would bet on it. Like I would bet on it. I would find ways to buy stock in this company because they will probably be the biggest entertainment company on planet Earth in like 20 years. And that's a conservative estimate. 20 years is a conservative estimate because I just told you they didn't start making money until 2016. And it's only been 5 years and look at what they're doing. Like, no idea. None of you have any idea. Okay, so how does this affect the artists involved? So I will say HYBE has a We Believe in Music artist first strategy, and Scooter says he has the same. We'll get there. So right now, BTS is independently managed by Big Hit Music. Big Hit Music is the label portion that all of this started from, and now it's just its own unlisted corporation, kind of isolated and protected. So you can't buy hit shares in Big Hit Music. Big Hit Music, you probably are going to have to go through at least 4 board members before you can even touch anything Big Hit Music is doing. And so in there, BTS, TXT, and probably a girl group are house tier and will be unaffected. BTS's music and creation process will be unaffected. Same with all of the country music artists. Same with Ariana, Justin, Demi that are managed by Scooter. That's probably all going to be pretty hands-off. As for management, right? So BTS have been pretty fine in the US using their Korean management. They have been fine, totally, right? Do armies have to do a shakedown every 5 days? Yeah, sure, but we're not going to stop that. So they've been fine. I kind of hope they keep their independence. I really do. But I also know that literally owning Scooter Braun and then not asking for his opinions would be stupid. So I think there is a possibility that BTS sign under SB projects and Scooter Braun does take over their US management, but I think it's a very small possibility. And I think it's much more likely that Scooter just ends up consulting and recommending things for BTS to do on the state side. I also think it's very likely that Scooter Braun doesn't take them on like fully, but takes on the Grammy campaign. Let's not forget about the Deborah Dugan situation. If Scooter sees this video, he's gonna block me immediately. Let's not forget about Deborah Dugan and what she said about the Grammys. She specifically called out Scooter Braun's name in her complaint. And she said that he was way too influential in the Academy. Now, I do think that's a problem. I still think that's a problem. But Scooter, you're about to get $1 billion. 2 + 2 = 4 Grammys. Is that okay? That's 4. Can you get them 4? It would be really poetic if you could get them 7, but I don't know if you can do that, especially because they might not be submitting like English music. But like, you know what? Like it's $1 billion. Like $1 billion Scoot. Just. I was looking at Scooter's mentions the other day, and it was a bunch of Demi fans asking him to discount Dancing with the Devil, and like, he can't control that. Kids, he can't control that. You gotta go ask the label. Second of all, he has no idea what's about to happen to him. He has no idea what his mentions are about to look like. Scooter, you better you either leave Twitter or filter your mentions or like lock your account, because my God, the minute there's you are going to be public enemy number 1. I have an interesting note, actually. I do have an interesting note here. I focused a lot on SM Entertainment in the history part, but YG has taken kind of a different strategy since they have a new CEO. HYBE and YG Entertainment, which is home of Blackpink and Big Bang, right, have a relationship now, right? So YG used to really be one of the ones that would really go after BTS, but then there was the whole Burning Sun scandal. That's still definitely an issue I'm very interested in. We'll get there. Not in this video, but one day we'll talk about it. But now HYBE has invested in YG Plus, which is logistic and merch. It's for Weverse. And Blackpink is at some point in 2021 going to join Weverse. And the rumors I've heard about Big Bang having a comeback this year, Big Bang will probably also join Weverse at some point this year. That's definitely something I'll make a video on, because the interfandom politics of that are going to be, whew, like, yeah, like, and listen, like, everyone's like, why do you care about fandom drama? Fandom drama is so interesting and crazy, guys. Like, fandom drama, like, it's no joke. It's no joke. You think I spent years on Tumblr to not talk about fandom drama? Really? I did my time. So as the relationship between HYBE and YG grows, HYBE now owns a major US management firm. I think there's a possibility that Blackpink gets signed to Scooter for US management. I really do. I do. It's an option. There's already a business relationship between HYBE and YG, right? If YG is like, you know what, like, it's the second half of 2021, it's 2022, things are getting better, we can have a tour. We really want to make a big American push because Blackpink has way more American fans than Korean fans. Let's go. Like, let's make a push. Like, why wouldn't they sign with a manager that they already have a business relationship with their parent company? Like, it makes sense to me. And if there's one thing that Blackpink needs, it's better fucking management. As for the US side, part of me wants to say that it'll be pretty hands-off, right? But that's not actually how HYBE behaves. HYBE values corporate consistency, and with their Korean companies, HYBE has been flipping and switching producers and music around, like no one else, right? So, like, for example, 17 producer Bumzu produced a SoundCloud track for Seokjin. Adora, who's a big hit music producer, has been making music for G-Friend. Pledis' PR statements about the Mingyu situation, which I won't go into detail here, he's been exonerated, was written and probably handled by the HYBE PR team, because that didn't seem like a Pledis PR statement. That was a very thorough, like, we did an investigation and spoke to the artist and everybody involved, and we figured out what happened. And that's a very big hit / HYBE style of doing it, and not Pledis. So I wouldn't doubt if HYBE does come in and make some changes, lend some assets, switch some music around when necessary. Justin Bieber producer P-Dog. That would actually be really good. I'm not gonna lie. That would be a really good Bieber song. And that type of, that corporate behavior makes me think that Scooter will actually be definitely be somewhat involved in BTS's US promotions and TXT and 17. And I think specifically, like, if I were to do BTS's strategy, I think it would specifically work really well with BTS's solo work and collabs and solo collaborations, right? Suga recently mentioned in a V Live, I think back in December, it might have been January. It was right when he got off, when he was well enough from surgery to do a V Live, but he was still couldn't, like, perform, so he did one. He said that he wanted to be a bigger producer here in the United States, right? So now here's this easy avenue. He has this entire team, this massive team of US managers and of US artists that he could work with. Or Ariana Grande, producer Suga. I think the groups that'll benefit the most from this are TXT and 17, possibly some of the 3 girl groups I'm supposed to get this year. I didn't write in hyphen on this list, but possibly in hyphen. And hyphen is just, it's way too early for me to be able to tell if a hyphen's gonna work here or not, right? Like, they're bare, like, they have one mini album out, they're coming out with another one. Like, we gotta wait. Let's wait. And the girl groups will be the true HYBE test. How they treat their girl groups, that'll be the true. I have been waiting for this day. This is the test. This is endgame, okay? They fuck up with these girl groups. You know what makes me angry? You know what makes me angry, Bangsia? The way that the industry everywhere treats women. So you have one job, sir. Okay, as for, like, Justin and Ariana and Demi Lovato, and then, like, Big Machine Labels, I think is really gonna be like, okay, like, as long as you're making money, I don't care. Unless if we're gonna start seeing country artists on Weverse, but I don't know if I want that, right? Like, it's one thing to have Blinks on Weverse, it's another thing to have Republicans on Weverse, so I don't know. And I also don't know if the country fandom is as technical as that, you know? I don't, country culture and stan culture don't really interact except for like Taylor Swift. But again, we're gonna get there, right? And Taylor doesn't even do country music anymore. And there's not a country artist that has a fandom like that, you know? But for the artists that do have fandoms like that, they'll probably definitely get Weverses. HYBE is gonna be like, you're on Weverse now. Justin, Ari, Demi are prime contenders to work with BTS or TXT, or BTS TXT producers. And even if they don't, there's just, you know what, like they could work with any HYBE group. I think that they could maybe possibly plan tours in Korea a little easier. I think that they can plan tours in Japan easier. Japan's the second biggest music market after the US, right? There is a little bit of a contradiction, a moral contradiction here with this acquisition. So HYBE's slogan is "We believe in music," and Scooter Braun Management in that 9-minute video they posted is artist first entertainment. And I find it really funny that Scooter thinks he's artist first management, artist first whatever, when he prevented Taylor Swift from buying her masters and is still profiting from them because he had nothing to do with Taylor Swift or her career or her management or her label until he brought it. He had not a thing to do with it. So I suspect the November sale of her masters to Shamrock, that was probably cleanup in anticipation for an acquisition, right? I imagine not a whole lot of companies were willing to pick him up and pick his company up with that baggage, because why would you anger one of the biggest pop stars in the world, right? When I first heard this news, I was like, oh my god, Bang Shi-hyuk probably forced him to sell. But now that I know a little more, know that it was quicker, Bang probably didn't. It was either done before Scooter told anybody he wanted to sell, or like Bang swooped in at the last second and got the winning bid. I don't think that he really had a say in it. However, once that transaction goes through, he does have a say in it. And I do think Bang Shi-hyuk should force Scooter to give up his stake in Taylor's. I'm really gonna get blocked. His stake in Taylor's masters. I really think he should. That would be the right thing to do. To come in and say, you know what, like, you didn't have anything to do with this. You didn't make it, you didn't build it. You didn't manage her. She doesn't like your ass. Cut it off. Cut it out and cut it off. And he should. The only way I can see that he can't do that is if it's like a personal thing from Scooter, and then I don't think. But if it's still attached to Ithaca Holdings, then he should do it. And like, preventing an artist from owning their work is not artist first. And to that end, and especially knowing the way that they made big hit music exist right now, I think that one day BTS will inherit that section. They will inherit big hit music and their masters and all of the rights to all of the videos and concerts and shit that they filmed throughout the years. Will be theirs, and that will just be their label to do what they want with, right? I could totally foresee a situation where they announce 13 board members, right? From what I know right now, it could be more. Or, you know, an extra amount of shareholders, and they give equal amount of shares to every artist under Big Hit Entertainment, no matter who is there, right? I could definitely see that happening, and I kind of hope that happens. I think they deserve it. I mean, I know they don't really, like, they're not really at a place where they have the time to run their own business now, but, like, they keep talking about how, like, one day, like, they're gonna be able to slow down. And when they do get to that day that they are able to slow down, then maybe they will take it over. I don't know. So that's really it. That's it. Ideally, the ideal that I see in my head, the vision I see in my head, I should say, although I probably fall more in the lunatic line of that lunatic visionary at the moment. I would love like a giant festival to come out of this, right? Like as a music fan, as somebody who's a fan of BTS, as somebody who's a fan of Ariana, as somebody who listens to Demi Lovato's releases, and watched her documentaries, both of them, I would love a big festival somewhere here. Do one here, do one Korea, do one Japan, right? Like, I would love a huge festival, right? And like the lineup of BTS, Ariana Grande, Justin Bieber, Demi Lovato, TXT, 17, G-Friend if they resign, 17 if they resign too. They're both kind of coming up. And then like Sheryl Crow, Tim McGraw, again, Dan and Shay. And that doesn't include the Universal Music Group artists or the YG artists or the Warner Music Group artists that could also join because they already have this relationship with HYBE, right? I know it sounds like insane for me to be like, oh my god, there could be this big festival. We could get a festival where BTS and Blackpink are at the same place. HYBE has been talking a lot about creating a festival just around like BTS stadium tours and creating this like full day experience or whatever. And I think that now they have a possibility to just do actual festivals, to just bring everyone on and do full on festivals. And listen, I'll go. I will buy VIP 3-day passes. I will get a hotel room. I will enjoy myself. I'll have fun. Thank you for watching. Please comment on how capitalist I am, apparently. Or how much you don't like Scoot, or how much you do like Scoot. Apparently, shooters on Twitter, people were like defending him for some reason, and I was like, why? Didn't make any sense to me. Okay, goodbye. I love you.